Your court television news starting now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Monday episode. What episode are we at? 17 of the NJ Courts TV news channel. I will be your host this evening, NJ Courts, as always. And as always, I want to say a huge thank you to everybody joining me this evening, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or somewhere in between, as I like to say. But welcome, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and let the notification go out for a few minutes, as you've already heard before me say. We've had some issues with the notification. So, as always, we'll let them take a few minutes to say hello to everybody. That way, everybody can kind of make their way into the chat. Or for those that just like to hang out and watch, make their way into the lobby, I guess you can say it. All right, but in the meantime, let me make sure I'm set up. As a matter of fact, let me go let Rio inside. He's outside because I know he's going to be barking until I let him in. So while we're letting everybody kind of get the notification, I'm going to go out and let Rio inside really quick, and I'll be right back. And then we'll say hi to everybody, and then we'll get this show started. Promise it won't be a long one tonight. I just basically have 3 updates to give everybody, and we have a little bit of some other court-related news to talk about, as well as we may even talk a little bit about the upcoming in one day, less than 48 hours, the upcoming start to the NJ Courts official West Coast IRL road tour. All right, let me let Rio in. I can already hear him barking. Hold on, Rio, I'm coming. I'll be right back. You want to be part of the show, I know. Like you. Hey, they're starting the show without me. What the hell? Come on, silly. Rio knew we started the show. Come on, come say hi. Well, come say hi to everybody. I guess come jump up here really quick. Oh, come on. There's Rio. There's the camera right there. Say hi. All right, now off the couch. Good boy. All right. So, good evening, everybody. Starting from the top. Uh-oh. Hold on, let me confirm on my phone here. Did we get somebody finally that took the first place spot? That's a new name here? Oh, shit. We did. We have Ro Goulet, who appears to have taken the first place spot today, being first in chat, followed by another name that I haven't seen really at the top 3, and that's always in chat, Jay Montserrat. Then we had Sunshinery in third place. What happened to Roofer? What happened to Jack Miller? But good to see that we had a mod coming in third place. So good to see that. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome, everybody. So welcome to Ro. Welcome to Jay. Welcome to Sunshinery. What up, Jack Mahoff? We've got Vegan the Karen in chat. Oh, I know. Well, hopefully this 2 weeks coming up is going to be a stop to this content drought. We'll see. A lot of people say I'm kind of a boring guy, so no promise. What up, Vanessa Jean? What up, Sean James? There's Roofer. Rolling a joint, BRB. I got you, Roofer. Take your time. You know how I roll. Well, I love hot dogs and chili. Good to see you, my friend. What up, Vanessa Jean? Good to see a member of the jury. Welcome to all the members of the jury. We've got Born Mush in chat. Sup? What up, Born Mush? We've got Grad IRL. And we've got Rob Ohio. Why do you continue to trash IP2? Well, what's funny, who's that? Grad IRL. With the exception of just one person there, which I don't even know if Mr. Bass even claims to be from IP2, Latiti, a.k.a. Leticia Collins, to the left of me, or maybe you're right, and old Charles, right above me, do not claim to be even any part of IP2. So again, well, okay, I'll be nice. Did you? Oh, wait, you're not one of the pinky thumbnail people. All right, so again, it just shows how stupid you are. That was me being nice, okay? So, again, remember, it's just the internet, but you are stupid. All right. What up, SB? Let's see. We've got a lot of people, hopefully, that I can meet up with. But I know I've already spoke with possibly meeting up with Billy John. I know I've spoke with meeting up with a lot of the viewers from the East Coast or West Coast. I know I've spoken about doing a meetup at Venice Beach. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to be putting out my itinerary. And I'm sure while we're in Venice Beach, we might run into what's his name, DJ Darren. You guys have requested that I go looking for what's her face? Somebody in chat drop her name. I forgot who it is, but she's not. She's somebody I've never heard of. Not IP2 either. We've also got possibly the RV2 crew, the two bros we might meet up with. I know I've talking to what's his face? Not Mike, the other brother. And he said, yeah, cool, come visit. So we might drop over there. Who else do we got? Basically anybody on the West Coast, anybody I may have covered that wants to come and, give me a one-on-one interview, I'm more than welcome to meet. We're going to do a lot of other fun stuff. Like I said before, basically, if people want to come meet, I'm down for it, but I'm not going to go like actively, take 2 days to go try to find somebody to meet up with, because I've got a really busy itinerary that I need to stick to. So if it works out that where I'm going to be at, there happens to be some people that I can meet up with and collab, or with me, I call it a collab, but actually, no, I don't call it a collab. People may call it a collab, but what I want to do when I meet up with these people is I wanted to do my IRL documentary. So I want to basically show you guys, the viewers, what a day like in the shoes of a West Coast streamer is like. You know what I mean? Behind my camera, which, like I've said before, basically anybody that wants to chill with me has to be okay with me not shutting off the camera for any reason. You know what I mean? Now, there could be certain exceptions, but basically that's what my documentary is going to be, is I want to bring the raw footage of what a day in the life of a West Coast streamer is like, on and off camera. All right, so hopefully that answered your question. I know it was a little bit long-winded. Actually, according to Ski Mask, I am married. I have been gay, according to him, and married. So I don't know where you're going with that. How do you pronounce your name? Ramdi Bubabuwa, AK. I think that's just mermaid. Number 3. A gang. Oh, I don't think A gang's gonna be fucking with me. I wouldn't fuck with me if I was them. Just saying. Because again, I just want to make it clear, I'm not part of that IP2 community, right? I don't hang out with A Gang. I have nothing to do with those people. I'm just a member of the public. So I'm going to treat anybody else just like a member of the public. You know what I mean? And that's all I have to say. That's basically as easy as a way to put it out there, What up, Tom Space? All right. Yeah, a lot of the people we cover have no association with IP2. Let me just explain to you something. And I'm just probably talking to like maybe 1 or 2 people that are in chat, because the rest of you probably are fairly intelligent people, I can tell. I think we have a pretty intelligent chat this evening. But for the 1 or 2 of you that I'm speaking with, these people are these, like, I wouldn't even call them. What sucks is because they try to call themselves IP2, which I guess you can kind of say you are. But in a way, that name was stolen and basically is being carried on by a group of people that have no clue where the origins of that whole community even came from. Now, obviously, a lot of the people like myself that, started when there was a CX community, no longer are part of that IP2 community, or don't want anything to do with it. Now, do I cover the shitheads from there? Yeah, because unfortunately, there's a lot of shitheads that get in trouble that come from that community. Absolutely. Do I have anything against some of the streamers that claim to be from IP2? Not at all. As a matter of fact, I'm planning on meeting some of them while I'm down in the West Coast. But me personally, do I claim to be from that community? Absolutely not. Now, did I used to watch the CX community when it was the CX community back in those days? Absolutely. And did I enjoy it? Fuck yeah. But unfortunately, that community was hijacked by a bunch of little chomos and weirdos, which is what IP2 is now. And these people basically think anybody that live streams belongs to them, and what's even funnier is you're talking about a forum that probably on a good day, let's just give you an example, right? Let's just say I go jumping off a plane tonight and my parachute doesn't open. NJ Courts sadly, RIP, right? That'll make news. I'm a nobody, but, it's going to make its rounds. The haters are going to be like, ha, ha, NJ Courts died, because people are mean these days. But anywho, for example, IP2, right? Supposedly like these people in here go, they don't like you. They don't like you, even though they like claim that I am. It's weird because it's like they want me, but then they hate me. They want me, but then they hate me. That's what these people are. They're, you know what I mean? So basically, let's just say that makes the IP2 forum. Breaking news, pinned to the top. NJ Courts parachute doesn't open. He fucking turns into a fucking pancake when he hits the ground. We've got the images for you to look at because YouTube won't show it. IP2 always wins. Okay. At the most, on a good day, you will probably have no more than like 40 upvotes. That's what IP2 is, okay? 40 little chomos that go fighting with each other on who's got the most chomo shit to put out. You know what I mean? That's what IP2 is. All right. What up, Blop? What up, V-Neck? And again, like I said, I won't even give them the fucking even courtesy of even saying they had anything to do with CX. Absolutely not. That was a hijacked community that was literally hijacked by a bunch of chomos that you don't see anybody from the old school there, okay? I'm talking about in the old days, you had people that used to, like, for example, post on that forum that were, like, fucking talented people. You had people that were fucking, like, computer game programmers putting out some amazing memes and shit like that, okay? The days of the memes are over, okay? All you see on the IP2 forum now is, like I said, just a bunch of fucking not even borderline. I don't even know how that server is even active. You just got a bunch of PEDO shit on there, bunch of dudes that try to say they're not gay, even though all they do is post a bunch of dick pictures all day long. Go figure. I'm not gay. I'm going to upload a dick pic. I'm not gay, though. It's a nice dick pic, though. I'm not gay, though. You know what I mean? So. Oh, I got plenty of proof. Are you kidding me? The fact that you're asking for proof tells me that you're one of them. Have you ever heard of the smelt it, dealt it? God damn. You guys make it so easy, man. I'll tell you what. The only way I know you're live is IP2. Jim, you're not even on. So let me give you another example. They even claim that that's not even IP2. So you got two factions of chomos that fight with each other, trying to claim which one is the real chomo faction. So technically the IP2 that you're watching, that, let me tell you, I didn't even ask to be part of. And if they want to take me down tonight, mark my words, take my ass off of there, please. Okay? But yeah, that's not even technically the real IP2 forum. So you can't even say you saw me on the IP2 forum. Because if you ask somebody that says, I'm a real IP2er, they'll say that that's not the real IP2 forum. Anyways, enough of that shit, all right? See, you guys got your little 2 minutes of fame, you little fucks. All right, let's move on. What up, Barbie Flies? All right. No, we're going to do Tom Space, I'm going to go with the people that I have more news on. Now, unfortunately, with Leticia and Mr. Charles, there's not much to go on. And even on Mr. Bass, it's going to be a quick update. That's like I said, tonight we're going to make it quick and, to the point. And that's what a lot of you all, especially those IP2 or people always complain about. Just get to the point, NJ. What should have been 10 minutes took an hour, NJ. Well, let me fucking do my thing. You're the little shits going in my chat going, IP2, what do you want to... Well, can you explain a little bit more about, you know what I mean? Let me get to my news shit. Again, if you want to talk about the other shit, shoot the shit. Come meet me up at the meetup. We can shoot the shit. Hit me up on my DMs. Hit me up on email. Or you can donate and stop being a little cheap ass, little free Wi-Fi, even though our grandma pays for it. No, never donate, even though I bitch about content all the time, but I'm never going to donate for it. Yeah, okay. You guys are even lucky that you're even able to hang out here, because if it was any other fucking IP2 chatter, they would already booted your ass out, see? I'm cool with everybody, man. God damn. What's all this shit of IP2? Basically, anybody that fucking like streams now is IP2. Who's Kadeem? Chromo Basket. Good to see you. Kadeem. I don't know who Kadeem is, but thank you, Kadeem. I appreciate the telling Chrome Geo Basket to come check me out. All right. Anyways, let's get this shit show started. All right. Let's start with Mr. Based. He's IP2. See, you all do live in IP2. Actually, I think Mr. Bass is just Mr. Bass at this point. I think he's Josh Block is what he is. He's in the Josh Block community is what Mr. Bass is basically claiming from now. All right. But we'll see how long that's going to last. So let's go with the Mr. Bass news. I like this. How's my audio, by the way? For some reason, I guess I just got so used to this audio sounding so fucking awesome that I can't even tell, like in my headphones, that I can hear myself because it sounds very clear. Hopefully that's, mutual here. I hope you guys hear me just as clear as I hear myself. Definitely, I agree. My opinion. All right, that was with you, Traveling Jack. Good to see you. All right, let's go. All right, so we've got almost 100 of you in chat. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Let's start with Mr. Bass. So basically, you guys know how we roll here. I'm going to be referring to the website here in a second. Before I do, let me just give you a little backstory. So Saturday, remember we did an update. I think it was Saturday. Yeah, he had his arraignment, basically like his first arraignment / bond hearing. Now, remember, it was going on that morning. I really didn't have much of an update, just other than an individual that was there for like the first part of the arraignment was able to basically Instagram me some information. And I told you guys up front that until, I'm going to share it, but until I have the actual facts online, please don't take anything, rock, there's a saying, set in stone. You know what I mean? So, and I'm glad, for most of you hopefully you listened. Okay. Cause here's why. And I will always claim if I got something a little bit incorrect or wrong. Now, I wouldn't say we got it wrong. I just will say some things changed during this arraignment. So remember, I had left you guys off at basically they're looking at a $50,000 bond. DA saying they want to do a 30% of $50,000 bond to get him out. Well, that's what the prosecutor wanted. Okay. Unfortunately, the judge didn't agree with the prosecutor during this arraignment. Okay. So here's what happened. Okay. And then I'm going to show you. Here now I have the proof so I can show you or refer to the website like I like to do. But what happened is this. Mr. Itzler, a.k.a. Mr. Based, was released on what they call a non-monetary condition, okay? Now, it's not the same thing as an ROR, okay? On a non-monetary condition, although he didn't have to pay a bond to bond out like we thought he was going to, he is still under supervision. He's under a supervised release. So basically, he's got to check in with somebody. I wouldn't necessarily call him a probation officer, but something similar to that. Okay. Basically, an agent of the court that he's got to probably call in. I don't know what the frequency is. Is it daily? Is it once a week? What it is, and has to check in. I'm sure they probably are under the condition that they can even probably make a house visit or check in with him anytime they want. Again, I can't confirm that, but I can confirm that he is on a supervised release, okay? And that it was non-monetary, meaning that he didn't have to pay anything, all right? So the prosecutor, the DA did want to have a bond set. They wanted $50K. They didn't even want him to be able to even pay 10% of that. They wanted him to have to pay 30% of that. But unfortunately, the judge disagreed with them. And so the judge decided to release Jason Itzler, a.k.a. Mr. Bass, on a monetary condition release, which is going to include the supervised condition. All right. So he's got a next court case coming up. I'm going to show that to you so you know when that's coming up. Also, it's been my understanding, and again, this can change, but this was as of, I think, this morning. It appears that Mr. Bass nuked his Discord server. Okay. So, and I guess apparently he was going to go live last night and he didn't. So I don't know if he's taking some advice from somebody and is not going to be going on social media until, this case has been handled, or if that was just something temporarily. Again, I don't know. I don't speak with the guy. I'm just sharing some facts that were shared with me, okay? Or sharing a statement that was shared with me. Again, did I go? I don't have even a Discord account, so I don't even know how to verify that, but I'm sure most of you that do have a Discord server can probably verify that here within a minute that Mr. Base did go ahead and nuke his server. Okay, just spitting some facts. Are they court related? No, but just sharing that with you. All right, so before we move on to the next individual, let me just show you some paperwork. Again, this is all public, so if you guys want to access this, you can. This is going to be through the New York State Unified Court Systems website, where you can do a court case search. In this case, we did it on the defendant's name, and you're going to see 2 active cases on Mr. Base right now. All right, so for just time's sake, we're just going to click on the most recent one. That's the one that he was arrested just not too long ago, and where that mugshot behind me is from. God, I got to start working on where my stuff is behind me. All right, so give me just a minute, and I'll get that up for you here. So let's start with, just so I can show you from where the 2 cases are at really quick, so you can check me on that. Share screen, case search. So for example, when you do your case search, this is what you're going to see. So you'll see the 2 active cases here. The one, if you want to go to the most active one, I believe that's going to be the one down here at the bottom. Let me see. Yes, it is. Okay. So let me share this tab with you and make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Excellent. Let's go ahead and go over to the appearance tab here on the left. And you should be able to see the dates here and see his future date. So you see that he had his arraignment here on 4/12, 9 a.m. Looks like he had like 2 arraignments, okay? And again, I can't verify that, but either way, according to this paperwork, they like have an arraignment at 9 a.m. I think they were going to have him arraigned at 9 a.m., and then it looks like they rescheduled him, and then they did an arraignment at 5 p.m., and that's when they went ahead and had him enter his plea of not guilty, and that's when the judge went ahead and released him on non-monetary conditions, as you can see here under the outcome release status. That's the one I'm highlighting right now for you. Now, if you look under the April 12th date, you'll see another date of June 4th at 9:30 a.m. That's going to be his next court date. So June 4th, 9:30 a.m. As a matter of fact, I think they're going to take care of both cases on that date, or they're going to arraign him on both cases on that date. Let me just verify that. Let's jump back over to the main screen when you do a case search for him, and let's jump over that top case, which is not the latest, but the one before that's case. So next appearance, June 4th, 9 a.m. down here. So, yep, he will be going in front of the judge for both those cases on June 4th, 9 a.m. All right. Vegan the Karen says, Base posted via Insta earlier today. He was going to stream tonight, but never did again. So it's about 7:30 my time, so it's 9:30 his time. So there you go. Thank you for verifying that, I guess, for a second day. Pinto and Pepita, in case you're asking. I saw somebody throw a Pinto emoji or hashtag. Pinto and Pepita are doing well. As a matter of fact, they're going to be staying. I'm not going to be taking them on my vacation, so my family's going to be taking care of them. I would actually have them behind me right now, but it's 7 o'clock my time, so that's when they go to bed. So I've already shut their light. They're in their little spood room, is what I call it, and they're already tucked in for the night. Otherwise, yeah, they'd be right behind me, and I'd definitely let you guys say hi to Pinto and Pepita. But yeah, they're chillaxing. Jim, why so sensitive? Good Lord, my friend. Did I put out that news in a sensitive way? I apologize. Should I be more like aggressive about it? Like, Mr. Base, he's got his fucking court hearing coming up June 6th. Or like what is I don't know, like I thought I did it just kind of like a normie would. I don't know what sensitive is. Was I kind of like, oh, oh, I don't know why they let him out, man. I don't know. That sucks. They let out Mr. I didn't think I said it like that. I thought I put it out pretty neutral, but hey, you know what? We can agree to disagree. That's the great thing about America. America. All right. Anyways, let's move on. Actually, you know what? I might just I might get a little America on you guys. And I apologize, but, sometimes, just like inflation, things change, I might start just actually addressing the jury members only in chat and making people that want me to answer their questions pay for it. And I know that sounds greedy, but I do kind of owe it to my chat. And I feel that I do kind of give a little bit of attention to these people that probably don't give a shit about the channel and will never even donate $1 to the channel. So I think in order to keep myself, because I'm a nice guy, so basically I like to talk to everybody. I like to just be fair, But I think just to keep that, making it fair, because I think it's, very fair that I address, especially the people that support this channel way over the assholes. I think I'm just going to keep it to, unless I see a jury member emoji next to you, don't forget, you can always reach out to me on email and Instagram. I'll always talk to you on them. Like I said, if you need help, you need some assistance, hey, I need some resources on trying to get off of this, or can you help me with this? Now, I'm not going to send you no money. I already said that. But if you need anything else than money, some wisdom, some words of wisdom, please reach out to me personally and I'll help you. Obviously, I don't think you'd be reaching out to me personally in chat, but for chat's sake, I think we're just going to start addressing people that are either mods or just members of the jury. All right. So, Jim, unfortunately, this is going to be, unless you pay and become a member, my friend, I'm going to have to call it a night tonight. And you're more than welcome to hang out and chat. But unfortunately, I will not be addressing any more of your questions or statements. Is that cool? Now, if you want to pay for it, you can. Block Jones, that's how you do it right there. Actually, what up, Sunset City? Good to see you in chat. And I always will say hi to everybody, too, in the beginning. What up, Block Jones? Chop Block Jones with the $1 super sticker. See, that's how you do it. That's how we're going to do it. What up, Block? And actually, oh, I like that. Hold on. I see the super sticker. Hell yeah. I appreciate your support, Block. You guys know what to do in chat. Oh, hold on, Block. We're going to show the first timers what we're really about. Ah, damn it. Where's my fucking gavel? Shit, Block. I'm going to have to do a sandal slam tonight, boy. Gavel is MIA. I might have packed the gavel, actually. I think I did pack the gavel. But, Blop, if you'll just excuse me for tonight, I'm going to give you what they call a crab slam. So this crab slam goes out to you, my friend. I appreciate your support. All right, here we go. So let's move over to Leticia Collins. And then we're going to go Charles Marlowe. I'll be really quick with Leticia. So Latite, she had an arraignment today. Let's just jump over to her case paperwork. Give me a second. I'll bring that up right now. Okay, going down the row. Here we go. Make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Probably can't yet. Oh, yeah, excellent. You can. It's a blop flop. There you go. I bet you those first timers are in shock right there. What the fuck was that? This is my first time in his chat. I know I'm trying to talk to him like I know the guy and have been watching for 2 years now, but I've never seen that before. That is what's called a thank you. We do that a lot on this channel. What up, Vanessa Jean? Vanessa Jean with the $5 super chat that reads, keep the information coming. Vanessa Jean, I appreciate your support. I will definitely keep the information coming. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels if you got them, please. Vanessa Jean, this crab slap goes to you. Why did I'm going to call it a crab slap. This crab slap goes to you. Actually, I probably should not do that. I think I'm scaring my dogs. I've never even hit you with a what are these called? Sandals before. It's like they got like sandal PTSD or something. Bet you Jim's going to be like, no, that means he did. He beats his dogs. I know he does. That's why they ran when he slapped the sandal. All right, but we are going to keep it going per Vanessa Jean. Let's keep it going. All right, let's keep it going. Thank you for the gabble slams. All right, so Leticia, a.k.a. Latite. I think I could say Leticia, but it might be Leticia. Excuse me, Miss Collins, if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. She is still in custody, just in case you're wondering, and she had an arraignment today. Now, remember, she had an arraignment not too long ago, but unfortunately, she was not behaving. And because of that, they went ahead and just sent her back to the jail and rescheduled her plea and arraignment. Now, as of this evening, I don't see any updates as far as the court notes. The last court note that was entered was basically an entry of appearance. So it does look like she does have a public defender that is going to be representing her, but I don't know whether she had her arraignment today or not. There could have been, another copycat of her last arraignment where she didn't behave again, and they may have not gotten anywhere with her, or they may have. Now, once they do update this website, I will go ahead and give you that update. So, for those that are wondering what is going on with Miss Leticia Collins, well, she did have an arraignment today, but unfortunately, until they update the website, I don't have any new information for you. Just the few new case notes that were entered that I've already looked at, and none seemed important enough that I think, I would say, oh, you better get on there and check it out, or else you're going to miss out on all the important breaking information. So, again, I will update you as soon as I see a new case note telling us what happened on today's arraignment. Now, just to give you a reminder of what she's facing, she's got 3 charges that she's facing currently. 2 of them are a misdemeanor with 1 felony charge, and 1 is an aggravated assault on a corrections law enforcement officer. That is the felony charge. It's a Class D felony. She's got a 2nd charge of criminal trespass, a vehicle or occupiable structure. That is a Class B misdemeanor. And she's facing a 3rd offense or charge of disorderly conduct. That is also a Class C misdemeanor. You can see basically this incident that ensued that got her arrested and these charges filed against her on the internet. We showed some of the body cam footage, as well as there's like plenty of other channels that probably got every single, there's probably, I think there was a total of like 3 or 4 videos, which is, they do a video for each, camera. That was, basically every officer that, responded. And sometimes they'll even show you like the camera footage from like their vehicles, because they have cameras in the vehicles as well. So there was a lot of footage from this incident. We just featured basically some from like the main officer that was assaulted, and from one of the other officers where you could see the assault happen as well. So you can catch that on one of our updates. But if you haven't checked out the body cam footage, I highly encourage you to. It's probably one of the wildest body cam footages that we've featured on this channel. And we've featured some pretty decent ones. All right. Let's move over to Charles. I know a lot of y'all are here for the Marlowe verse update. So Charles had an arraignment today. So basically, let's move over to his paperwork. As a matter of fact, let me jump back into chat so I can check in with you guys. You guys behaving? Roofer says Arkansas courts aren't lightning fast. Well, Roofer, I'd say a lot of courts aren't lightning fast, man. As a matter of fact, we'll talk about that later towards the end of the show. But I don't know if you guys have been following up with the Vitali and what's his face, Johnny Somali International Court news, but Vitali is still in custody. Now, Johnny Somali, it's my understanding, again, I wasn't able to verify, but I think he's like on like a house arrest type of situation. So I don't think he's actually in a South Korean jail. They're currently investigating him. I don't think they've actually, although they've said what charges that he's facing, and he also is facing previous charges in South Korea. The most current charges that we were talking about, those are being investigated as of the last time I checked. So he does have some current charges that have already been filed against him that he's going through the court process there in South Korea already for. And then they were currently investigating him on the new charges that he's going to probably be facing here soon, and is why he was still under like a house arrest. And that had to do with the previous charges, obviously, because they hadn't filed this charges that they were investigating him on yet. You know, they can't hold you for house arrest on that. And again, it's South Korea, so, you know, their laws can be different. But basically, it's my understanding the reason he's on a house arrest has to do with the previous charges he's facing in South Korea. And then once they file the new charges against him, if they do, which I'm assuming they will, then that can change, you know, as far as whether they might put him in custody in a jail or still put him in like a house arrest situation. Now, Vitaly, on another hand, he is still in jail. And they are saying that it is going to take, and this is no joke, okay? You want to talk about, and the reason I'm even bringing this up is kind of to touch on your comment there, Roofer, about they take a long time in Arkansas. Well, you want to talk about taking a long time? Well, they're saying Vitaly's just the court process alone, okay? Not even if he gets sentenced yet. Just the court process alone may take 2 to 3 years, okay? So, yeah. Not looking good for him because he is in custody. And there's I forgot which creator it was. They had just put out a video kind of showing you like some, basically taking snippets from other documentaries about the prisons in the Philippines. And they are no bueno, okay? I highly encourage you to watch one of those documentaries about the prisons in the Philippines, okay? In addition to being overcrowded, they're full of prison gangs, and they don't give a shit about you there, okay? Remember, it's not like even in the American prison system, they don't give a shit about you. So think about what a prison system's like in like another third world kind of environment, all right? Anyways, jumping back over to the Z-rated streamers that we're covering, let's segue into Charles Marlowe. So he had his arraignment, and well, I think I was starting, and then I got sidetracked. I apologize. We do that a lot. Now, with Charles Marlowe, actually, let me just go ahead and segue right into his court paperwork. You got to remember, he's actually got a few cases that he's pending. So let's start with reminding you as far as the charges that he's facing. Now, they actually kind of like what they did with Mr. Bass, where they kind of have now his next hearing scheduled for both cases. They did the same thing with Charles here. They basically scheduled his arraignment today to reflect both cases that he's facing. Now, each case has different charges he's facing. So let me give you a quick reminder as far as those two cases and what charges he's facing in each case. And then I'll give you a brief kind of summary as to what may have happened today. Now, I say may for a reason. So let's start here. Let me share this tab. So let me make sure okay, excellent. You guys can see what I'm looking at. Let's go to the top here. So Mr. Marlowe most recently was facing 3 charges. They're all one case, but the way you're going to look at it here on the website is they've got it separated by each charge. But basically, in one case, he's facing a charge of abduction by force/intimidation, a charge of strangle, wound/injury results, and a third charge of assault and battery on a family member. Okay? And if I'm not mistaken, I think one of those is a felony. I am actually 100% sure. Give me 1 second. They timed me out. So let me just log back in here for Mr. Crematis here, Marlo Crematis. So we're going to do a name search. Oh, yeah, this one you do last name first. Again, this is all public information. You guys can access this same website that I'm about to show you here. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me just get back on here. All right, cool. So you guys should be able to see what I'm looking at again. All right, excellent. So let's click on this one. I think it's the assault and battery. That's that one's a misdemeanor. That's crazy. All right. Is it the one on top? Oh, yeah. So it's the charge for abduction by force/intimidation. That one is a criminal felony. That's what I'm highlighting right there. And let me look at the other one here, the strangle/wound/injury results charge. That one's also a felony. So he's got 2 felonies and a misdemeanor in the most recent case that he was facing. And then in the previous case that he was facing, that one was 1 charge of assault and battery on a family member, and that was a misdemeanor. So in one case, he's got 1 misdemeanor charge, the assault and battery on a family member charge. And then on the most recent case, he's facing 3 charges, which includes 2 felonies and a misdemeanor, the misdemeanor being another or second charge of assault and battery on a family member. So basically, both those cases, he had an arraignment scheduled for today, okay? You can see that they even got that listed here, April 14, 2025. So let's just click on one of these cases and see if we got any case updates or notes. Well, I can tell you right now, it looks like, and again, this is just based on what I'm reading. I'm going to try and get some more information if I can, but it does look like, based on the notes here under the hearing information tab, oops, let me expand that. It appears that it's showing that they continued his hearing, which is what they did back in December 3rd of last year, and basically rescheduled it for today's date. So if I'm going to just assume that they went ahead and did the same thing again, I'm going to go ahead and assume that they basically just rescheduled him for whatever reason for a July 23rd, 2025 date at 10:30 a.m. So there is no disposition information, as you can see down here, because I have a feeling that not much happened today and that all they did was just reschedule it. Now, I do want to share some information. I saw that. Thanks, Roofer. Sunset City, who's actually in the chat, had actually messaged me earlier and gave me an update on how she was doing, because a lot of y'all that follow her had actually reached out to me a while back and was wondering if I had, heard or knew about how she was doing. And so I had reached out for those people. Now, unfortunately, the one individual that wanted me to reach out to them specifically, I couldn't find your DM anymore. So hopefully you're watching now. So let me give you an update, and I'm sure she might have already been, and again, you guys know how I am. I can't read chat when I'm, reading this news, but I don't know if she's already given you guys an update as far as what's going on with her in chat, but just in case she didn't, and Sunset City was 100% okay with me sharing this with you, she wanted to give you an update, okay? So she said that she is in treatment still, and that she's in a 30-day program. They do allow you to have your phones, which is awesome. I'm not going to say where the program's at, although she did tell me where it was. That I won't. I don't think that needs to be public. She says, let's see, and I'm just going to talk about any having to do with her, not anything having to do with the Charles case. Basically, she's trying to save her life and fix her life, is basically what she's saying, and that she's on a program now. So I'm glad to hear that. I hope she continues with the success that it sounds like she's having right now through her treatment program, and I hope she can find sobriety through it and move on with her life. So keep doing what you're doing. If it's working for you, like you said, according to what you told me, everything's going good, so I'm going to assume it is. But if as long as you're sticking to what the program tells you to do, I think you're going to be just fine. I definitely, if you were asking my opinion, or if you were like my friend and said, what else could I do? I would say just stay away from trouble. That's the easiest thing to do. When you're trying to better yourself, the best thing you can do is surround yourself with good people, positive people, and stay away from anything and everybody that is what got you in the trouble, that what basically is why you're in treatment for. So let me jump back into chat. And the proof is always in the pudding. Like I said, So good luck with that, Sunset City. But for those that were wondering what was going on with her, because I know there are some people that I guess, follow her that are very concerned with her, basically her health, that reached out to me wondering if I had an update. And so hopefully that was a good enough update for you. But again, if you have any more questions, just reach out to me again. All right, and I'll try to pass on that information to Sunset City, or hopefully you can just get through to her directly now, which maybe at the time you were having some problems with before is why you had reached out to me. All right, so let's see here. Well, you guys will have to find that somewhere else because we don't do the drama shit shows here. So if you guys want to know how she's doing, or you guys are going to try to figure out, oh, what's the treatment center she's at so we could call and see how she's really, well, that's your show. If she wants to talk to you about it, she can. But all I'm here for is just the court updates. I just wanted to share that for you just because, she basically, there was, people that are my viewers, her viewers, that asked how she was doing. So there you go. But any other information having to do with that or her health is between her and her viewers. So let's continue on here. What else do we got going on? Thank you, Fartbox. I see. You know what? That Fartbox, I appreciate you. That for the real trolls out there. Let me get this out of the way. I think you guys know I'm pretty cool with it. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I like to I have fun with it most of the time. Yeah, maybe you'll catch me on a bad day, but we all have bad days, all right? But for the most part, I usually roll with the fucking trolls. You know what I mean? Now, there are what I call the stupid ass people. And again, that's not a troll. You're just being fucking mean and stupid, okay? There's a difference between trolling and just being a hater, okay? We don't tolerate haters, okay? Trolls are welcome. And so I appreciate you. Now, we're done with court, so if you want to troll on, go ahead. If I had my gavel, I would have been court's over. So we can chat. We can shoot the shit. We can take questions. So if you guys have questions, you guys want to troll, now's the time. Go ahead. I'm reading chat. There we go. Grad Grow. Oh, wait, I saw it. Nope, I forgot. I'm not going to, unless you're a member, I'm not going to read your message. You can still troll in chat, but I'm not going to read out your message unless you're a member of the jury or one of my mods, or you pay money. Or if you have a good question like Traveling Jack, we can answer that, because I did say if you had any questions, I'll take them. But if you have a troll comment, you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna definitely have to pay for me to read that one out for sure. I used to do it free, but especially now since I'm going on my trip, I'm gonna have to charge you trolls. Now, again, just temporary. If you've been trolling me for a while, I don't usually charge the trolls. But this, for the next 2 weeks, you're gonna have to pay. I'll even have a speaker on me, trolls. So if you really want to, get your message out, dude, I'll even be cheap. I think the minimum's like $2. $2, man. And you can say, hey, this guy here's a fat motherfucker. And now you can't say stupid shit and bad shit because I censored those words. But you can call me like a fat piece of shit. You know what I mean? On my speaker, but you're going to have to pay for it. What up, Loki? All right, so I saw a question about California. Let's see here. Oh, let me just make sure. Okay, didn't miss anything on there. Let's see here. Is Vitalik getting his protein in jail? I heard that dude's going crazy in jail right now. I don't think he understands that. Well, again, I'd have to read the laws in the Philippines, but I don't know what they do with the whole crazy act. You know what I mean? Like in the United States, sometimes that can even get you off sometimes, and that's why people start doing the whole crazy act. But I don't know how that goes in the Philippines. I think somebody said, oh, when are you going to California? Dude, I'm leaving on Wednesday morning. So I will be streaming basically my official takeoff. I'll probably just take you guys with me when I go rent the car. We'll shoot the shit, probably have you roll with me for an hour or two. And then, then I'll see you once I'm in California and I'll start up the stream. And then we're going to be 24/7. Now, not all the time, But for the most part, I'm going to keep that stream going the whole time, man. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have the speaker on. So if you guys want to donate through the speaker, you can. I usually don't I usually carry speaker, but I usually don't do TTS donations. For this trip's sake, we will have TTS donations because I need it. The more gas money I get, the more places I can go. I basically have a car rental for 2 weeks. I want to travel through them as much as California as I can that, that we want to go to. So, for example, earlier this week, I put or I think it was over the weekend. Sorry. I put a survey to see if you guys had to choose. If you had to choose. Now, I'm going to try to go to both of them, but if I had to choose, like I could only pick one, I asked you guys, would it be the Redwood National Forest or the Sequoia National Forest? Redwoods are home with the tall, giant trees. The sequoias are going to be tall too, but those are the giant trees at the base. Both have they're both like awesome. You know what I mean? You basically can't find anybody that's going to tell you one's better than the other. But for time's sake, I don't know if I can do both. So I asked you guys if I could only do one, which one should I do? You guys said Redwood. So I'm going to try to do both. But if I can only do one, we're heading up to the Redwood Forest because you guys said so. So that's going to be one of the places we're going to go to. We're going to go to a lot of cool places. Like I said, we're going to meet other streamers out there. We're going to be doing my live. I call it a documentary, but it's going to be a live documentary. So it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be doing court-related stuff while I'm out there. We may be doing some interviews with some prosecutors' offices. Got a lot of little surprises for you. And there's going to be stuff that you guys will know in advance. Like, for example, we're going to do a meetup, a viewer guest friend meetup. That'll be Sunday, 4:20. I don't know the time yet because during the most part, I'm going to be hanging out with some other people that day. But we'll probably just be at Venice Beach. So I do want to have an official time. But yeah, we're going to have a meetup at Venice Beach over this coming weekend. And that should be fun. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool shit, man. I go big or I go home. Yeah, the reason I think I'm going to say Redwoods if I could only pick one is because, I already live in a desert area where it's dry, and I've already been to, high, dry mountain area. Now, they don't have awesome sequoia fucking trees, but I kind of want, if I could pick one, as I'm saying, I think I would prefer to take the Pacific Highway going north and experience more of that coastal environment, which obviously in New Mexico we don't have. High, dry desert environment, we got plenty of that here. But coastal, beach, forest environment, kind of like the Star Wars forest scene movie type of shit. You got Jurassic Park. As a matter of fact, Steven Spielberg, I think in Jurassic Park 2, one of the Jurassic Parks, I think it was number 2. And I know for sure, I'm just guessing on which one it is. I think it's 2 for sure. But they filmed a few scenes from a few parts of the Redwood Forest there in California. You know what's actually, I'm just gonna do this one here. Because what's even funnier is you're not even IP2. That's the funny thing. So you're gone. If you were somebody that I've seen, because you got to remember, I've been following the CX community into kind of the shit that it is now, the Chomo community that IP2 is now for the last 3 or 4 years. I've never seen that name anywhere. So shut the fuck up. Let me guess. I joined IP2 from RV2. Mind you. Now, if you're a real IP2 person trying to fuck with me, I'd let you go all day long, but I know that person ain't even fucking IP2. No, there's good trolls. There's people that are I wouldn't even say they're haters. They're just trolls in life. You know what I mean? Even at work they troll. You know what I mean? There's a difference. Haters want to see me hurt. Trolls don't want to see me hurt. Haters, they want to see me die. You know what I mean? They don't even know me. I've never even done something to them. Imagine not even knowing somebody. They never even did anything to you, but because they got more subs than your shitty ass channel, you want them to die. You're going to die. Those are haters. Trolls, they don't want to see me die. Any other questions? Damn, any of the trolls want to pay? Dude, do you guys realize all you got to do is just pay $2, $3, and you can troll for a whole month? That's all it costs to be a member of the jury. Thanks, Traveling Jack. Hell yeah, Blop. I got 2 going on right now, my dude. They're looking good. Again, shout out to the Organic Nutmegger for that awesome, awesome gift package that was sent to me. One, I got a bunch of awesome strains of seeds that I can plant that when I get back, I'm going to be planting. I might throw a few of them before I leave if I think Papa Quartz is going to be able to water them according to the schedule. They need to be watered. Now, because I'm already asking a lot of him, because I already got 7 plants that he's responsible for watering. I think 5 tomato, 2 cannabis. I kind of don't want to put any more other. Oh, and then don't forget the spoods. He's got to, water the spoods, mist the spoods, and turn on their light and turn it off every day. So I don't know. I think, laying down some seeds and having them to water them every day is going to be asking a little too much. And I think, honestly, even if I laid them down when I get back, which would be the end of April, beginning of May, I think that'll still be plenty of time. But either way, let's just say I don't. I still got 2 active strains, 2 different strains. They're clones that are just growing just pretty. Looking good. So again, thank you so much. Shout out to you, the Organic Nutmegger. Very much looking forward to seeing my awesome harvest of tomatoes and my awesome harvest of 2 strains that I personally don't think I've ever smoked on. So that's going to be awesome. Fingers crossed everything goes okay. All right, so really quick, let me just summarize the court updates really quick, and then we'll chat some more. I love shooting the shit with you guys, and again, this is when I see. Here's the thing, especially I'm gonna give you guys some advice for the trolls too. The haters, fuck you, trolls. If you especially want me to read your comment, like I said, now you're gonna have to pay for it. But every time, once in a while, you may catch me slipping. If you definitely want to try to catch me slipping, especially if you are gonna be cheap and not want to get a membership, like I said, if it was me. Dude, for $3 and you're telling me unlimited trolling, done. Okay. But let's just say you don't want to do it. Sometimes you can catch me slipping and I might read your comment, but you got to do it now when I'm actually reading comments. Don't do it when I'm reading the news because I'm not even reading chat. I don't even have chat up on the screen when I'm literally reading the news. Now I'm reading chat. Just a little advice for the trolls. Here we go. This is a good one. To give you an example, this is a control. I like this one. You know what? You caught me slipping. You're not even going to have to pay for this one. Here we go. Papa Boyle don't preach. As a matter of fact, that even just smells like an IP2 name. That other person, I didn't even that grad IRL. What the fuck was that? The fuck? That didn't even, no. I can tell this guy's got a fucking cat litter box that he hasn't changed in months. Okay. This one I like. Don't soak your pussy with so much IP2 juice, dude. And an LOL. I like that. That's trolling. Show them how to do it. Papa Boyle don't preach. E-Bagger. There we go. Let's see. I think, are we getting better? Beg a little more and I might get a member. There we go. God damn it. There is a God. There we go, trolls. Good job. I like this one too. Cookie Puss. Fuck IP2. Do your stream. Hell yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I'm just trying to make some money. I'm going on a very expensive trip. And I want to say a big thank you to everybody that supported, donated for this trip. And is the only reason why we were even able to do this trip is because you guys, all right? You guys know who you are. Thank you to all the members of the jury for all your monthly support, because without your monthly support, we wouldn't be able to go on this trip, nor will we be able to do all the stuff we do every month with the court news, body cam footage, FOIA requests, all that other good stuff. So again, I appreciate all you members of the jury and all everybody that helped support this trip. So it's going to be a good one. I've been putting a lot of work towards this. It's literally been a month planning. I will not fail you guys. I promise you. I don't think I ever have, to be honest. Just saying. The drone, no, Roofer, it does not come in yet. As a matter of fact, I don't think it's going to come in before Wednesday. I might wait Thursday for it. I knew it was going to come in either Wednesday or Thursday. But we'll see, bro. Like, honestly, I was thinking about it. Like, is it worth waiting a whole day? At first I was like, yeah, but then I was thinking, if I'm going to be going to a lot of national parks, which is where I thought I was going to have like cool drone footage, and actually now that I read you can't fly drones at national parks, I'm not really going to be able to use it a lot on this trip, to be honest with you. But fingers crossed, hopefully something changes, which I doubt, and it will be here before the trip, but maybe I will stay the extra day for it. I'm still trying to, it's actually bringing me a lot of anxiety right now, trying to figure that out, not to lie. Because I really want to bring this drone, but then I also don't want to wait an extra day, which it's kind of my fault. I should have not ordered it as late as I did, which wasn't that late, mind you. I think it's just with all these, I'm going to blame it on the tariffs like everybody else. Is why I ended up ordering it a little later than I should have. Ooh. You know, I've never had that. Some people tell me that couch is like, it's actually like a new couch. I don't know if it kind of gives you that like old school couch impression, but that's what we were going for. But yeah, I've had like people tell me like, that's oh wait, didn't I had somebody tell me I had yellow walls once too? And I'm like, bro, that's because of the lighting. As you can see, they're white. But yeah, thank you. I don't get too many compliments on the couch. I don't think I've gotten ever once a compliment on the couch. As a matter of fact, I think I've just gotten negative comments about the couch. So appreciate that. All right. Oh, I enjoy it. Thank you. But if you do too many of the good compliments, people are going to think that that's me acting as you, even though you can see my hands. Trust me, there's people that think that I can still be in all at the same time that I'm doing the news, but I appreciate you. And I promise that's not me. Look at, these are my hands. That's not me. I'm not Cookie Puss talking to myself. I promise. Just kidding. Thank you. I appreciate the great comments and the compliments. I don't get too many of them, so when I do, it's kind of nice, I must say. Usually it's, you suck. Go jump off. No, I'm just kidding. I actually get a lot of nice people in here. I'm just messing. Actually, I'll tell you what. Now, I'm kind of glad that I did get the drone when I did because it was $199 plus the taxes, so it came out to be like, let's just call it like $220, I think. I have a feeling that same drone is probably going to, actually, as a matter of fact, hold on, let me see how much the Neo is going for. I was wondering if it went up in price yet because of the whole tariff thing. Let's see. No, it's still $199. All right. Well, there you go. So if you want a DG, if you want a drone right now, I'd say it's probably not going to change right now yet, but who knows? Hopefully not. But that's the first thing I thought when I saw that news. I was like, yes, I'm glad I got my drone before the tariffs and all that shit, because I guarantee you, because DJI is, I mean, I'm sure they've got like a distribution place here, but if I'm not mistaken, I think they're a Chinese company, right? Damn it, and I like DJI too. Why can't we have any cool American electronic companies yet, man? Fuck. I bet you the military drones are made in the USA. I would imagine. Fuck, you're going to be flying military Chinese drones? Who knows these days? You would think they would be made in the USA, but you never know. Did you guys hear about another news? Did you guys hear about the, which state was it where the governor got his governor's mansion fucking, what do they call that? Firebombed, or what do they call it? The Molotov, cocktail Molotov. One, I'm glad that everybody was okay. If I'm not mistaken, on the news I read, I believe there was a good part of the mansion that was burnt down, but nobody was injured or killed. I think they did already catch the guy, but here's the funny thing. Okay. Not funny, but fun in a way it is, and surprising. How does one basically get into a mansion at the governor's mansion, Molotov cocktail, basically the whole inside, and then able to escape. Was it Pennsylvania? Yeah, it was. You're right, PA. And I watched the news conference with the governor himself where he was thanking his security, but I don't know if he was just being nice, because I sure wouldn't be thanking my security. Fuck that. Was it Philadelphia? Did I say Pennsylvania? Hold on. Let's get this right. Was it Philly or Pennsylvania? No, it was Pennsylvania, PA. Wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. Isn't Philadelphia? Isn't the... Wait. God damn it. Hold on. I got to do this for my... Philly isn't Pennsylvania, isn't it? I'm having a brain fart, dude. Yeah, okay. God, I was, dude, for some reason, yeah. So Philadelphia is in the state of Pennsylvania. God damn it. I was having a brain fart there. I was thinking for some reason they were both different states. You got me all fucked up, Traveling Jack. I had to Google search that shit embarrassingly. My geography teacher would have a heart attack. So that's just my question would be is how the fuck does one basically full on, like, I guess I would imagine they have to have like some type of wall. I mean, what governor's mansion would not have a wall? You know, they always have to have some type of perimeter. So I would imagine that that person would have had to like go over a perimeter of some sort. I'm sure they just didn't go through the main entrance. I hope not. You know, so I'm just thinking, just like common sense person here. If I was gonna do this, which YouTube or anybody in the federal government watching, I'm not. We're just for newsworthiness. We're just playing a scenario. I guess you would have to hop the wall, right? Like that's the only way. So I mean, what? I just see a guy like, ugh, and then just like, you know, and then like just kind of flips over into a bush. I mean, you're telling me somebody did all of that and not a camera, sensor, guard, dog, or anything went, I mean, shit. Fuck. Dobby won't even let you in the front yard, man. You fucking, you tried fucking DoorDashing something over here. They don't even need to hit the doorbell, okay? Between Dobby and Rio, the minute they park in front of the house, okay? So I'm just surprised how the fuck does one get over a perimeter, I'm going to assume there was one. And then I guess get into, you know, like just imagine like a regular house, right? So you got your wall. So they jump over the wall. Now they got to get inside the actual house, which I would imagine at nighttime would be locked up, right? Windows closed, doors locked. So then after they breached a perimeter, they then basically somehow entered this residence of the mayor or the governor. And then on top of that, we're still able to Molotov cocktail. So I guess, you know, you have to, you know, I guess you have a bag or backpack with these things are in them. So you take them out and you're, you know, lighting them. So, you know, they're going to make a bunch of noise and explosion and shit. And even with that, the guy still managed to get out of the house, jump over, I guess, the perimeter fence and then escape. Is my understanding. Now, I guess he did get eventually caught, thank gosh. But I'm just tripping that the guy even was able to even get in the fucking house in the first place, the mansion, governor's mansion, and get away with that. Well, you realize, I mean, let's just put it this way. Roofer shared with me some news here in New Mexico that I was aware of the bombing of our, so basically, let me share this with you if you didn't already see it in the news. the Republican headquarters for the state of New Mexico was basically like firebombed. Okay. At the time that I read the news, I don't think they even knew who was responsible for that. They were obviously looking for that person. But then it's my understanding that also, in addition to that, I don't know if at around the same time, but a Tesla, I don't know if it was a dealership or Tesla factory in New Mexico, was also firebombed. Apparently, they did catch the guy, and it's the same guy that did both of them. Firebomb the the Republican headquarters in New Mexico and this Tesla building, whatever, whether it was a dealership or part of the manufacturing process or whatever. Okay. But that guy, they said, is going to be facing, what did they say, Roof, for 40 years? And that's federal court. You know what I mean? They don't fuck around in federal court. So if that guy's facing 40 years for doing that in New Mexico, I would assume that dude in Pennsylvania is going to be facing a good amount of time. Could have been John White. Could be. I'll tell you what, I've pulled guard duty, and I've pulled guard duty. So when I was when I was on base, it was a weird scenario because at the time you still had at a guard station, not only did you have military police, but you also had DOD police, Department of Defense police, which I don't know if some of you are familiar with the DOD police, and nothing against them, the good guys, but basically your DOD police are like your retired, like military dudes or like retired police officers. I mean, let's just put it this way. I worked along dudes that literally had retired from the military, went into law enforcement, retired out of law enforcement, and now we're a DOD officer. Okay. So these guys are like basically between their like 50s and like, goddamn, I think one of them was like, shit, dude, no joke. I think he had to be 70 years old. Okay. All right. Nothing against my seniors, but you guys do, and I'm getting there so I can speak like one. You guys do tend to fall asleep a lot. Okay. Or take little power naps. All right. Especially during the day. So at nighttime, especially when it's like 2 a.m. to like, that little witching hour, you know what I mean? Where everybody likes to really like the deep sleep shit kicks in. Yeah, let's just put it this way. There was plenty of times when I used to look over to the right of me and that DOD guy that's supposed to be my guard buddy is like this. Dreaming, bro. Not even like, where you could like, you'd have to like, even if you like tap the guy, he was still, you know what I mean? That's a no-go, bro. You get fired for that shit. You know what I mean? So I can definitely see that happening. Because, like I said, I've experienced it. And that was on a fucking military base, okay? Yeah, we did it. We also had a president that slept on the job. Every once in a while. All right, guys. I think that was enough shooting the shit with everybody tonight. I don't want to take too much of your Monday night. No, they got all that awesome Monday night television going on right now. Just kidding. But I appreciate everybody that's, stayed here with me for the end. Like I said, I apologize that I didn't have like the greatest and latest update. Well, I mean, they were latest updates, but, nothing too informative, unfortunately, on like Leticia and on Charles. They didn't update anything on the website, but I did want to come on and at least remind you guys that they did have their court hearings today and remind you guys that as soon as I do get an update that I can share with you, I definitely will. Now on Mr. Based, we definitely had an update on him because I shared information that I didn't share with you on our last update. So we know that he's been released. We know that he's on a supervised release now. And now we have his next court date, which again is going to be June. Let me jump back over to that. June 4th. And remember, that's now going to be the same court date for both cases that he's facing now currently. So just a quick reminder, he is facing now a total of, let's go to one case here. I know one had 7 charges, including 1, 2, 3, 4 felonies. And then on the other case, the newest one, he's facing 3 charges. And out of that, 2 of them are felonies. So what do we got? 10 charges total with 6 of them being felonies? Yeah. He has pled not guilty to all 10 charges. And I guess we're just going to be awaiting his next hearing, which will be coming up June 4th, we said. That is going to be at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shit, man. I don't know. Maybe we can even do a little East Coast trip coming up in June. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. That'd be too much to ask of you guys. Just had everybody support a West Coast trip. I would not do that. That would be unfair to my viewers. But would be interesting, not going to lie. Definitely would be interesting if we could bring. I mean, obviously, they wouldn't allow us in the court in New York. State of New York, they're very particular about media. Basically, I think it's like a no in any court, unless the judge makes an exception, which is very rare. So basically, it'd have to be anywhere in the public areas that we can access that we'd be, bringing any type of live coverage from. But, obviously he's got to enter in through the front, so we'd be able to, be up at the front and, catch Mr. Bass come in and into court and see if he's got anything he wants to say to the viewers while he's coming in. Then, of course, we'd be able to catch him while he's coming out of the courtroom. So there'd still be a good opportunity to get some coverage. But like I said, I would definitely not be asking my donators and viewers to be supporting me on a back-to-back at West Coast, East Coast trip. No, sir. Now, if we had a sponsor, that'd be a different story. That's why I wish this channel could get a sponsor because, man, we'd be doing live coverage every other week, basically. You know what I mean? And I think for the most part, a lot of the viewers on this channel enjoy the live coverage, That's whenever we do our live coverage episodes or shows, that's when we get the biggest amount. You'll see the viewerships numbers are like in the 200s, 300s sometimes. So I definitely know people prefer the live coverage, but unfortunately, that costs a lot of money. So, it would be nice if we got a sponsorship. But until that, hey, we just do what we can do, and I'm very appreciative of everybody that supports this channel. And I think we've done quite a bit for being a what I guess would call a private or non-corporate news organization. More like a collaborative is what I call it. And use collaborative. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you, Cookie. Thank you, all the supporters. Thank you to all my viewers today that came in and took time out of your busy Monday. Thank you especially to all the members of the jury for all your support, monthly support every month. I much appreciate y'all. And thank you to all my mods for all your hard work and being here tonight. I appreciate y'all. Let's see. I think the next time you'll see me, unless there's some breaking news that happens between now and Wednesday morning, next time I will see you guys will be Wednesday morning. I think I'll have like a fun little video that I'll be posting tomorrow come out that'll kind of be like the itinerary, kind of show you like kind of a little schedule of what I got planned for the trip in a fun way. Or I might not. But either way, I will see you guys Wednesday morning. I will be starting up a live stream to basically start the official. It'll be basically the official start or first live stream of the NJ Courts West Coast. Hold on, West Coast IRL road trip tour. Oh, there's the troll right there. I knew you were too good to be a troll, Cookie Puss. I knew you were too good to be good. I'm going to go ahead and put you in timeout. Anyways, all right, my friends, have a great day. Love you guys as always. Keep that head on a swivel. Check that 6 every once in a while. And most importantly, and it's been a while, so I'm going to do it. So don't say I didn't tell you to lower down that volume or take those earbuds out. NJ Courts is officially out. There's Rio of here. Peace, everybody. Dude, can you just come up with something even more funnier than that, dog? That's all you got, really? Fuck, man. I miss the CX days, man. That was the days of the real trolls. Not these new trolls. All they got is IP2 always wins. Laters, everybody. Haters, have a nice day. Stick it up your you know what. And don't forget, change that fucking cat litter bike, please. Peace, everybody. Ria.